and fires someone to obstruct an investigation under the rule of law, when he seethes with anger at an attorney general because he obeys the rule of law, when he tells police officers to break the law, when
if anybody believes a fucking word out of that guy, you guys need to seek mental help.
Speaker Gingrich, his words are acts.
Okay,
and his words continually undermine the rule of law and the Constitution of this country.
His words are acts, because, listen closely, Andrew could not come up with anything that he has done other than that he used his executive power. No, he used his executive power in healthcare in the exact same way that Barack Obama did. Somehow that's supposedly wrong.
He is not faithfully
now we've had to move to.
When you're talking over each other, the audience can't hear.
Words are acts. Okay, that's simply not true. And also, this is so. The entire way, and you guys are some of the worst examples of this, the media has completely changed around this Russia probe story, is incredible to me. James Comey was aware that the president was not himself under investigation. The president asked several times for James Comey to clarify that. He refused to do it because James Comey was a political player in Washington of any that you have ever seen.
No, because James
Comey...
And
now we know that he was keeping secret memos, that he leaked things to the press, that he, in general, was... Look, everyone, you want to talk about things that should scare people about democracy? How about that the head of the FBI was actively investigating both candidates for the presidency simultaneously with the use of a secret court and wireless warrant? That is absurd.
Hold on, Andrew.
And now that we are attempting to exercise some oversight and find out exactly what happened there and what inspired such a probe and what actions were taken, all kinds of obstruction is happening, but not from the Trump administration, from the career bureaucrats left over from the past administration.
I want to say a couple of things. First, I think Andrew and I have already made progress because Newt conceded that Trump has not been an effective authoritarian because of incompetence. So we have the incompetence of Donald Trump at the table already. But I think what Kim said is incredibly dangerous. What she just did and what Trump supporters do all the time, and it is why we are frightened about the role of truth in our politics, is she has ascribed all sorts of evil motives to James Comey, who, if we know anything about what he did, intervened in the election in a way that helped Hillary Clinton. And he did not come out with any information about the Donald Trump investigation that was ongoing. Comey was not willing to make a statement before the investigation was over. We know from the Mueller investigation that they have not closed off the idea that Donald Trump was involved in this. They have not settled the matter. The attack on James Comey is of a piece with what Andrew and I are worried about. And Donald Trump was vocally upset when Sessions recused himself, and there would not be a special counsel if the Deputy Attorney General had not insisted. And what we are concerned about, and the reason we worry about our democracy, is we don't know what is going to happen at the end. We do not know if there will be a Saturday Night Massacre, if the equivalent of Elliot Richardson will be fired in this case. And Donald Trump's behavior up to now can give one no confidence that we will avoid that path this time.
You know, let's go back and look at Comey for a minute. All right. When Comey was the #2 person under Bush, he appointed the special counsel for what he knew was not a crime, for what involved leaking a name from the CIA, which they knew at the time was not a crime. And they knew who leaked it. And they told the person who leaked it to shut up. And they appointed a special counsel who tried to get Vice President Cheney and couldn't get him. And in the end, managed to get somebody who was a totally decent civil servant on a technical argument. Now, this is where Mueller is going to end up going. Mueller will get somebody. You don't get 17 high-priced lawyers, virtually all of whom voted for Hillary, virtually all of whom donated to Hillary. You don't get those kind of lawyers in a room to change their career, come to work as part of a task force, and not get somebody.
So you're already trying to discredit an ongoing investigation and setting us up So when Trump fires him, you'll say this was political.
Can I finish?
That's what I'm worried about.
No, can I finish?
This attack on the possibility of neutral enforcement of the laws by career professionals, by someone whose reputation has stood up to Republican presidents, including George W. Bush, at great risk to his own career.
You know what?
Let me just
this attack. Just a minute, Kimberly. Just a minute, Kimberly.
Whoa. Okay,
that's the problem, is when conservatives try to do a debate, the liberal Democrats will interrupt them, change the subject, throw in garbage, whatever it takes to steal the time away from the conservative trying to speak. And you wonder why nobody listens to your lame street media anymore? This is a prime example of it.
Whoa, stop for a second. You're all talking at once. The audience cannot hear any one of you individually. The speaker has the floor. Newt has the floor right now.
I was just going to bring it to the present. It is Comey who, under oath in the Senate, said, oh, yes, I deliberately leaked a memo through a friend of mine who's a professor at Columbia, knowing the New York Times would publish it, and it would force the appointment of a special counsel. Now,
because he was afraid that Trump was going to obstruct.
Wait a second, E.J., I don't care what the because is. The guy who's the director of the FBI telling you he broke the law, which he did, by
leaking... He did not break the law. There was no law broken.
So it's all right to leak memos.
No law
it is all right to leak memos for the purpose of...
Notice, ladies and gentlemen, how the argument has been diverted.
Yeah.
How we are now engaged in a character assassination of one of the most honorable people who's ever served in Washington. Because an autocrat, a man who cannot tolerate any opposition, a man who resists any non-zero-sum engagement, a man who cannot tolerate the slightest criticism without acting on revenge, has infected the minds and souls of these people, so they're attacking the integrity.
So now we have a disease, huh?
Wait.
Okay.
Do you want
that's how deep the rot has gone.
EJ, that deserves a response. I'm going to let Kimberly respond to that.
I do remember that the last time I heard a group of people who were just incensed over the abuses of a career bureaucrat and the license he was taking with his office was the entire left-wing establishment and press when James Comey decided to come out and criticize Hillary Clinton in public in the middle of an election.
Not me, Kimberly.
Yeah.
Not me.
Well, if you were, then you were alone.
Shut up.
Because
I'm here to
everyone
defend
else.
myself, not to be.
Shut the fuck up. That's why you guys are what you are today. A bunch of fucking liberal idiots. Because you can't argue. All you can do is attack. Lie. And this is why you look stupid. And I'm going to show this video all over fucking YouTube, all over Facebook, because this is a prime example of what a liberal asshole is.
Everyone else is out there. So please don't suggest that it's just conservatives or those here on the stage that now are questioning the integrity of James Comey. We all know that people in powerful positions, they also need to be held to some account. It is very concerning that you have an FBI director who is now so vigorously opposing any oversight of what he did.
Okay, I think we've relitigated the Comey affair. Hold on, whoa.
Wait,
EJ, we've got to move on. We've got a lot of topics to cover. We spent a significant time on this. Let's all sit down for a moment. Okay. Take a collective breath and move on to the next
Kick the shit out of that fucking queer and old man.
I want to pick up on something that Speaker Gingrich said in his rebuttal, which is an argument that you're going to no doubt have a strong response to, and that is that the crisis of democracy in America today is a crisis, Speaker Gingrich's camp, a view that it's a crisis of the left, that identity politics in the left, safe spaces, microaggressions, a whole litany of views about how America should be reconfigured and restructured is what's precipitated this acute moment in American culture. This resides with the left, not with the right.
Well, I've known Speaker Gingrich, I think, for about 30 years, and I think in times of high unemployment or low unemployment, in times of national concord and national discord, he has always said that the problems in American politics come from the left. So I don't think that should surprise us in the least. I just want to make a point about this extended discussion we had just now. It proved the central point that Andrew and I were trying to make, which is that our opponents in this debate have to keep diverting you from what Trump has actually done. They do not want any of us talking about the fact that it is Republicans like Bob Corker who are very worried about the possibility of World War III. And they're...
Does that answer your question, ladies and gents? Dipshit here. Washington Compost. Who's this guy? Some fucking conservative. I don't remember what is E.J. something. But these guys are off their fucking rockers. These are clearly Hillary supporters, clearly Obama supporters, and they're out to pervert the minds of the audience that's out there, the young kids in college. And this kind of bantering where Gingrich and the gal can't get a word in edgewise because these two are grandstanding, you know, making up shit as they go along. Protect and deflect is exactly what they're doing.
It is Republicans in Congress who privately say that they are worried about many of the same aspects of Donald Trump's personality, his approach to issues, his tempestuousness, his lack of focus. We have totally,
instead, I think I'm just going to bypass this fucking
language I described a minute ago.
Should worry us. And when we see these